it's good to be back. It's good to be back. It's good to be back in a tailgate downtown. It's good to be back in a tailgate downtown.
Welcome to another fine edition on this cold, cold day outside. It's warm and toasty in here on Tailgate TV. We have today a state champion, the Offensive Player of the Year from Adrian High School, Colton Miller. Thank you, Colton, for being here.
Yep, thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Colton is, as you mentioned, a state champion. He's the quarterback for that Adrian Blackhawks team that just walked away with the state championship. Passed for over 1,600 yards, 20 touchdowns, over 1,000 rushing yards, 21 rushing touchdowns, all-state first-team quarterback, the Class 1A Offensive Player of the Year, and also all-state second-team punter. So really, the few times that Adrian team did have to punt, he was the guy out there doing it, and every other time he was the guy scoring the touchdowns, or at least most of the time.
Absolutely. That's outstanding. I mean, 20 touchdowns. And I know, I mean, you all, it's not that you didn't throw the ball, but again, didn't throw the ball like you were in shotgun every snap, but the 20 touchdowns. And how many games did y'all play this year? Like 15, 14?
14, I think.
14?
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive to average one a game. That's pretty impressive. And then obviously, well,
1.5.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah. That's impressive. That's very impressive. So obviously, senior this year.
Yep.
That's obviously a good thing, right? You're looking for the future and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure the Blackhawks will be like, boy, I wish he was a sophomore. But that's, you
got a COVID year left. You got that COVID year of eligibility.
Red shirt back.
Run it back.
But so when did football really start for you?
Honestly, it was just in the backyard.
Okay.
My older brother, my dad, my uncle. I mean, I learned everything from them three right there to start with, and that's exactly where it started. And then moved into Pee Wee.
All right.
Then to middle school, and then took on high school. I mean, it just started with them teaching me everything I know.
I love it. So it's not only started with them, but started young.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it sounded like you had a football in your crib almost.
Yep. My uncle was the last Ironman to play at Pitt State.
Okay.
Freshman year. So
that's outstanding.
my dad had offers from Pitt State, Northwest, stuff like that. And then my brother was all-state tight end.
Okay.
His senior year of high school. So
Wow.
That's where it started, is the backyard.
That's
throwing
awesome.
the football around.
That's.
Would you say you're better than them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe not Uncle Leon.
You have to say
Maybe
that.
not Uncle Leon, but dad and brother, yeah.
Okay. Would they agree with that?
I think so. I think so.
Okay.
So kind of organized football started in Pee Wee. Have you always played quarterback, or were you tailback and everywhere?
Yeah, I've always played quarterback.
Okay.
All the way up till my 7th grade year, I played receiver for a little bit.
Okay.
And then back in my 8th grade year, I came back to quarterback. And then from there on, my freshman year, I played corner.
Okay.
And then my sophomore year, I competed for the quarterback spot. So
Okay. All right. Well, that's because I remember because who was the quarterback your freshman year?
Colton Bass.
That's right. Yes, I remember watching him play. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense because I was like, there was a kid there, another young man, obviously, that played quarterback there. I remembered, but I couldn't remember what his name was.
Colton Bass.
Yeah.
He was,
Yeah.
an athlete.
Yes, he was. He was hard to tackle, tall.
He's
But-
linebacker at Most Southern now.
Is that right?
Starting linebacker.
Awesome.
I knew he went out there. I didn't know what he was playing out there, or if he was playing out there, but I knew he went there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's good. You know, a lot of times when kids go from high school into college, I know a lot of times they'll take safeties in college or in high school and move them down into the linebacker spot because obviously you get that man weight on you and you get that man strength, and so but they still want that quickness and that speed, so they move them down, and especially in the way college sports are now with the spread, and you have to be so quick sideline to sideline and getting some depth
and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's awesome. Good for him. I hope he does well down there.
Now,
I'm sure he will.
Yeah. You had over 40 touchdowns when you add up your rushing and your passing, and almost split in half. You know, you had, I think, 20 passing, 21 rushing.
Mm-hmm.
Which one's more fun? Which one would you prefer? You want to run it in or pass it in?
Oh, dude, that's a hard question. I mean,
We ask the hard questions here.
I don't know because
It,
when I'm rushing, it's not more about me though. It's more the line, the receivers out. I don't know if you guys saw the state game when I had that 74 Hank 10 holder busting his butt down the line to
Yeah,
get that
got one
pickup.
on you on the side,
Yep,
then you
yep.
juked another guy. You juked like 4 guys out on that
I ran
play.
probably 120 yards
Yeah,
that play,
yeah.
going side to side.
Yeah.
But rushing's more about the team and like the line doing their jobs exactly. And so I mean, so is passing though. We got the receivers running the right routes.
When you still have to have protection, time there.
100%. But I think passing just is more fun because of how the game has evolved.
Mhm.
It's better. I mean, I put the ball on the money. My receiver gets it, even if I don't put it on the money.
Yeah, you
mean-
you had some sure hands out there helping you.
I did. Had some great hands out there.
Mhm.
But I think passing is definitely the one I'd choose over rushing one.
Okay. I see, and I thought that would kind of be the typical answer, but I didn't know with you because I've watched you run, and you look like you're having so much fun out there, just juking guys, your stutter steps faking, and I'm like, this kid looks like he's having fun running that football. So I'm like, I don't know, you look like you're having fun either way.
Yeah.
it's an amazing. I'm glad you mentioned obviously both because offensive linemen are that's a tough position to play,
Yep.
and you have to have the right mindset, right? You have to be the guy that wants to protect people, but yet still be aggressive and on run calls to go hit the guy across the line from you. But yeah.
Well, and you mentioned running behind Hank too. I mean,
well,
that
Hank, Bryler Ford, Ashton
so
Wagner.
you've had it's
those
really good linemen. Really
Dudes are
good.
big.
I wouldn't want to be on the other side of one of them.
Nope.
You better be glad they're on your team, but not on the other team.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys, as we talked about, had a pretty solid offensive line in front of you, had some pretty sure hands for you to throw to. You know what? You kind of talked about it a little bit, but what's it like to just be with those guys, to have those guys on your team and know they're there for you?
They make me look good, but they do their jobs every play, every snap. I got Mason and Kobe and Taylor and all them out at the receivers. They're going to do what they're supposed to do. They know their routes at all times. They know when they're blocking. And then I got Hank, Ashton, Wyatt, Bryler, and all them just doing their jobs in the trenches. I mean, that's how I played so well this year is because I was behind them guys, and they did it for me, so I did it for them.
Well, and I think, I mean, that's the attitude in the team you have to go win a state championship.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody is doing their job. I mean,
You got to do your job, and then you gotta trust the guys, your other guys on your team, to do their job so you can do yours.
Absolutely.
well, and all the work you guys have put on, off of the field too. All of you guys in the gym. I'm assuming there's stuff that y'all do together to help build special relationships, even some bonding and stuff. And that was kind of something I want to talk about too. Watching you play, it looks like you guys like each other.
I mean, with each other every weekend during football season, we were all together after school every day at practice, and then we'd stay after practice in the summer after morning weights. We had nights on like Tuesday and Thursday nights. We'd all go out to the field. We'd run routes. We'd talk plays. I mean, because the coaches can't be out there during the summer because of camp rules of mission and stuff. So we'd all go out on our own, work speed, agility, cone drills, and everything like that. So that's how we have that special connection. Is we're just together. We've been playing together since Hank's been here since 4th grade, but other than that, everyone else we've just been playing together since kindergarten.
Just came up together and probably all had the same goals. All think, hey,
100%.
let's bring home a title.
I mean, we've been thinking about that since since kindergarten. I mean, we have all wanted to. It's only been done one other time in the school history. We wanted to do it.
Nice. And it shows. Watching you guys play together, it shows that these guys are having fun together, and you've built a winning culture. And you kind of talked a little bit about how you did that. But I mean, is there any other things that I guess go into having a winning culture of everybody on the same page if we're going to go out here and win games?
I mean, everyone's got to buy in. You got to do the extra stuff. I mean, you can't want to be great but not work like you're great. I mean, you have to put the work in.
And football is one of those things that it is work, right?
Yeah.
The basketball, you can go out and play on the playground, and it's play, right? It's fun. You're not really running plays. It's one-on-one, can I do this? Can I do that stuff? And shooting it from deep or whatever else when you're on the blacktop. But in football, there is work that has to get done in order for you to, like you talk about the running the routes. I mean, there's ways to run routes in which you'll be open, and then there's ways to just run a route and you're not really making that hard out, sticking that outside foot in the ground and cutting, or making your guy believe that you're going to go toward the sideline, then you cut back to the post. All those things take work and take effort and take time, and then and that's really that's why coming together and winning a state title is so great, right? Because you put in so much time and so much effort, get to that point, and then you succeed. It's tremendous, and there's only one team that can win it.
Yeah,
right. I mean, that's why it's so fun.
Yeah,
and why it looks so fun out there watching you all do it. I mean, and that's a lot to do with it as well.
Absolutely. No, it's a fun game. It's a fun game when you're winning too.
Yeah, 100%.
A lot more fun.
A lot more fun. It was a lot more fun this year than it was our sophomore year, right? The state championship. So
yeah. All right. So with that, we're going to take a short commercial break, sponsored by Sonic. Thank you so much. We'll be right back.
Here at Butler Sonic, we strive to provide exceptional customer service. Using our friendly car hops, we provide delicious food and, of course, ice cold drinks. We are locally owned and operated and have been for over 40 years. We're honored to be part of the Bates County community. If you don't feel like cooking, come by your local Sonic here. We'll get you all taken care of. Live free, eat Sonic. And remember, the podcast is always better with the Sonic drink in your hand.
And we are back after that commercial. Thank you, Sonic, not only for our drinks, but thank you for the sponsorship of Tailgate TV. Cody, you have another question for Mr. Miller?
I've got loads and loads of questions.
Loads and loads.
So last night, sat back, watched a little bit of your game film, just kind of refresh. And it looked like, you're going through multiple reads. You're looking dudes off. And, high school quarterbacks, aren't always that intricate, and sometimes it's just, okay, throw to this guy. If this guy's not open, run. But it looked like you're going through multiple reads and you're sitting down going through progressions. On a typical play, how quickly do you know where you're going with the ball and how many reads are you going through?
It depends on what the play call is, if it's a run or a pass, because with all of our runs, there was always a read off of it.
Okay.
So if the DN or D tackle does something, that player is always going to be wrong. No matter what he does, that D tackle or DN is going to be wrong. And then same with, we have out of every power read that you saw me run this year, you saw our slot run a bubble or something. If that DN comes in and I'm taking it, my next read instantly goes to that safety. Whatever he does is going to be wrong. So on a typical play, it's a lot of pre-snap reads, and then instantly post-snap. So I know pretty quickly where I'm going to go with the ball. And most of the time when I'm looking some dude off and I go back other side, it's just to look that guy off. That safety depends on where he's at. So.
Yeah, because that was another thing that I noticed is you did look a lot of guys off. I mean, you kind of had that down. I'd see you probably make your mind up, and then you look and then you're going the opposite way, and that seemed to work for you a handful of times too. Yeah.
The RPO is which run pass option for maybe people that know. Those are so they've increased over the last probably 6-7 years, and it's so difficult because, like you say, that defensive end. Right. Obviously, defensive ends, defensive linemen, defenses in general are pretty aggressive. So I see the ball or I see a running back going away from me. I'm going to trail down the line so he doesn't have a cutback hole. But then with the ability to do that read option, right? So you're watching him. He goes down the line. You keep. But then you add in the extra thing of a pass. Now, I mean, like you said, there's really nothing defenses can do unless you all mess up.
Yeah.
There's really nothing defenses can do to stop at least positive yardage.
Yeah.
Right. That's really the key. As we said, talked about just keep moving the chains is important.
Yeah. If you average, 3.5 yards a snap,
that's all you need.
You're gonna score a touchdown eventually.
Yeah. That's all you need.
And eventually, right?
Not that y'all average that because I've seen y'all bust some big ones, but in theory, just like he says, just positive yards every play, and you're going to get there.
Well, and that's the key, right? Is if you just think about averaging the 3.5, somebody's going to miss a tackle, somebody's going to take the wrong step at the wrong time, and now you've got that opening and the speed and quickness and all those things. You bust the big one.
Yeah, 100%. And that's what I mean. A lot of different games, you'll see us with different game plans. Some games we run the ball 95% of the time.
Sure.
Our mindset is we want 3 yards. We're going to get those 3 yards no matter what. So we're going to just run it down your throat until you stop it. And then we have a one-on-one with the safety and a receiver. We're going to take it no matter what.
Yeah, and especially with some of the receivers that you guys had, if they were one-on-one with anybody, they were winning that matchup.
Yeah, 100%.
That's awesome. And again, you can win the matchup, but if you don't have a quarterback who can get him the ball, you're just up there by yourself.
Well, and that's what
that's the key, right? You have to have complete teams.
That's what I appreciate about you guys this year. You know, a lot of times, especially here locally, you know, there's a lot of smaller schools. It's really hard to get a group that has good receivers and a good line and a good quarterback. You know, a lot of times you'll see, oh man, this team has a great receiver, but they don't throw on the ball. Well, that's because you don't have a quarterback that can get it to him.
Yeah.
Or, oh, this team has a great quarterback, but they never let him pass it. Well, that's because they have nobody that can catch it. But like then you guys this year, you had about everything you needed. I mean, at every position, you guys were doing what you were supposed to do, and that it's fun to watch when it just works out that way. We got a group of kids that come up together and then can all do well.
They can just play ball together.
Yeah.
Yeah, so important.
Do you have playing the quarterback position, and obviously you're a football fan? Do you have a quarterback that you kind of watch and you're like, man, I want to play like him, or model your game after, or try to look like? Or
there's a lot of quarterbacks.
Okay.
Out there. I don't know. I really like Baker Mayfield.
That's a good one.
Baker Mayfield. And then Johnny
OU
Manziel.
graduate, by the way. OU graduate, by the way.
Really didn't.
Yeah. Heisman Trophy winner. Go ahead.
One of the 16.
Yeah. Johnny Manziel though is probably my biggest. He could run the ball. He could throw the ball. He just made stuff happen.
Good old Johnny Football.
Johnny Football.
Yeah.
That guy, when they beat Alabama,
Was the greatest.
Oh, that was one of the most impressive college football games, but really just his. And again, obviously, and you kind of mentioned this earlier. No one is great singularly in a football game, right? You have to have 11 doing the same thing, but he did so many things to make everybody else around him better that game. It was an impressive football game.
Well, and he always reminded me when I'd watch him play of kind of a quicker and a little more agile Brett Favre. Like they're just kind of that gunslinger mentality, but then he's a little quicker. You get upfield a little quicker than he could. But and Baker, you know, he plays a lot of the same way. You know, I mean, Baker's
especially that OU Texas Tech game, 3 overtimes with Mahomes and Baker.
Yeah.
They both for over 500 yards. It was insane.
It was insane.
I'm not a Baker fan now just because he's in my division and he beat us a time or two. But you know, other than that, that's.
Can't blame Baker because you pick bad teams. Go
and
ahead.
I can see that because Baker, you know, Baker's out there running through dudes, and I've seen you do that a time or two.
It don't happen very often.
Usually you're juking around them.
I'm trying to get outside, but if some guys in my way, I might just try it.
Yeah. It works sometimes.
But Baker's a lot of fun to watch, and I'm glad that he got out of a not so great situation, and he's where he's at now. I think he's a lot more comfortable.
100%.
And when you're comfortable, you know, again, when you're comfortable, you play better, right? When you understand what you're doing, what you should be doing, that kind of thing. So
I think he's having fun. The guy out there before him, you know, he was too hard on him. They didn't let him have fun.
Yeah, they only won.
Yeah.
I get you. I understand.
Do you want to ask your next question?
No, you asked the question. What's your biggest strength? That's you. Keep up.
Where are you at?
I'm right there.
Did you reorganize all of this? Because mine has you asking about his memories. Did you delete a question?
There's no memories on here.
You said a lot of great memories you've created over the past few years. Any stand out?
Way up there.
This is why we're not live.
I thought you were down here. I'm sorry. I wasn't looking. All right.
Did you see that when Tom and Baker kind of were when Baker said the guy before me didn't let him have any fun. Now we have fun. And then Tom's like, we only won a Super Bowl. I thought that was fun.
Yeah.
He's like, if I want to have fun, I'll take him to Disneyland.
Yeah, I was going to say honestly, there's some things, right? I would rather win than be
Winning is fun.
super buddy and go out to parties and stuff. Just let's win and go home. All right, you ready? 3, 2, 1. Here we are back. I messed it up. I'm sorry. All right, so Adrian football, obviously a lot of past success, and I'm sure you have some really great memories of the last. Well, as you said, all the way back even to Pee Wee, but just talking about your high school experience, is there any one thing that kind of stands out and you go, man, that right there, that game or that experience or that moment, that play really stands out in my mind as something I really enjoyed?
It's probably the Marionville game this year.
Okay.
When we played in the district championship at Marionville, no one had us winning the game. We were just like some kids that didn't play any competition during the year. Like, then going down there to Marionville. Last time they played us here my sophomore year, we beat them. They hadn't lost since that game.
Had a little chip on their shoulder.
Yep, they hadn't lost since our sophomore year. That senior group would have been perfect if it wasn't for us. Like, then going down there, doing what we were supposed to do. It was wet, cold. It was hard-nosed football. Both teams just running it at each other. It's one of the better games I had this year. Maybe not stats-wise, but like performance. I feel like everyone was clicking that game. So
Yeah, Maryville was solid. They got
a good team.
Yeah, they really did. And that was really when, and again, not being, I think I saw y'all once, maybe twice this year play. And I was like, okay, well, we're going to see in that ball game where they are kind of stacking up in the 1A level. And boy, that was an impressive win, especially when you go on the road.
That's the loudest
even
game
tough.
I played in my high school career.
Really?
Was that Marionville game.
That's awesome.
They had fans. So our fans were on the track, and their fans sat right behind our fans, and they also had their stadium and stuff.
Really?
At one point, that was the fourth quarter. I was kicking the field goal to, it was like 30 yards, something like that, to go up in the game by score, and it was just the loudest. This is the loudest atmosphere I've been in my high school career.
So are you somebody, do you thrive off of that? I mean,
Yes.
do you feel that energy and you're like, okay, like this pressure, you perform well under pressure?
Yep.
Nice.
So is there do you look back at a time and you go, I wish we could do that one over?
Yeah, all the
Like
time.
a game or a play? Is there anyone sticks out for you?
No, not really. I mean, there's just there's a lot of games that I wish we could go back. Like this year against Warsaw, we lost our perfect season.
Right.
Like, I wish we could go back to that game, play them again.
Again, Warsaw solid ball club as well. If
course.
they hadn't ran into Lamar, they might be
Yeah,
talking about state championship.
100%. And that I wish we could go back and redo that game because I feel like we deserve to win that game.
Everybody deserves to win when they play Warsaw.
Yeah.
Not all of us are Warsaw fans.
But no, I want to go back and I wish I could redo that game. Just to be in the moment of the St. Vincent game again. So we all walked out. We were in the locker room. It was 45 degrees when we were warming up. We walk out the locker room and it's almost a blizzard out there. It's just snowing, no other. St. Vincent was quiet on their sideline. All of us guys, we loved it.
Yeah.
Because we knew that going to that game, we were going to be a hard nose. We were just going to run the ball. We were at I formation. We were just going to run the ball that whole game. They wanted to pass the ball. They couldn't do it. And I wish I could go back just that moment just to feel that energy again.
That's awesome.
Made for some pretty neat looking pictures too.
Oh, it did. It
I mean,
did.
some of y'all.
Yeah, that was awesome looking.
Yeah, seeing y'all out there in the snow, it was pretty photogenic. I mean, I know that's not what football's always about, but it's pretty neat. I can go back and look at them. You're like,
snow.
we look good when
for football, right? There's just something about that situation.
Yeah, 100%.
I would rather have snow any day than rain.
Yep.
Rain is just I never liked the rain. Snow, yeah, you can deal with the snow.
That's the one snow game I've ever played in.
Really?
In my football career, from Pee Wee to high school. That's
Well, I
the
believe
one
it.
snow game
Yeah.
I've ever played in.
That's I played in the game one time and
you played in Arkansas or California. You played in a snow game?
it was no, I wasn't talking about snow. You put the snow in there. I didn't say that. I was going with a story here.
Go for
Played in rain over in Clinton one time, and it was raining. No lightning, so they weren't calling it, but it was raining hard. And literally, you were standing on the sidelines in puddles. There's just rain. And that was when I was like, dude, I don't know if football's worth it. I hate rain. Hate rain anyway.
I had that moment my sophomore year.
Okay.
We were actually playing in Butler district championship. It snowed that week. It was miserable playing. But then you got to the game part, and I was like, all right, this is for me. Like,
Sure.
this is it. Like, the sidelines had the tarps on them,
Right.
but they were all wet and slidey. I remember I got tackled, and I slid probably 20 yards just on that, just moving.
There was a kid on a kickoff. We were kicking off to them, and this kid ran toward the sidelines, got hit, and he hit, and it was like he hydroplaned. He hit that water and slid all the way to the track and stopped on the track. And I was like, holy Ned, that's amazing. He slid off the field. And again, it was a legal hit. It was not like he got hit out of bounds. So, yeah, it's crazy.
some longest yard type stuff.
Well, and when you tackle someone or you get tackled or whatever, and you get up and you're just drenched, and I hate the rain.
Those are always mom's
rain.
favorite games, right? Because then they do all the laundry.
I was gonna say, get out that OxyClean.
What is your favorite play to hear called? If you're in a game, what play is like, oh yeah, we're about to run this one in?
Like any pass play that's like a deep concept.
Okay.
So there was Black 80 Falcon, we had Russo on a post, Kobe on a quick slant, and then we had like a wheel route coming out of it. Just 80 flood, the old flood concept is a great play call to hear.
Right.
And then any trick play. Eldo, we ran a jet to Russo, but it was a quarterback throwback. So he got the jet, he'd get outside, and he threw it back, and we scored on that one. But we got some really neat play calls.
Nice.
That's fun.
So you like throwing the deep ball?
Oh,
That's
yeah. I love seeing, and I had the chance I could audible whenever I wanted. If I seen something matched up, the coaches trusted me enough to make the right call, and seeing Russo 1-on-1 with a kid that's 5'8",
Right.
doesn't run a 4.5 40.
Right.
I'm gonna get him the ball every time,
and he's gonna catch it almost every time.
And he's if I underthrow him, he's coming back and he's jumping over the kid.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Catch the ball.
I was gonna say because he's tall and can jump, and long, right? That all helps.
And quick.
Well, yeah, of course.
What do you feel like was your biggest strength as a football player?
My IQ.
Okay.
Knowing what needs to happen, when it needs to happen, the right reads with everything. I feel like I was trusted a lot with my football IQ throughout my career.
Well, and obviously with the audibles, coaches can be a little bit on the controlling side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean by that? And not necessarily in a bad way, but there's like, look, I know this play is going to work, or I feel like this play is going to work, and that's what I'm sending in. And then to trust, and again, obviously from being that 3-year starter, right? That helps, right? To build that trust between you and the head coach, or the offense coordinator, whatever it is. But for them to say, hey, at any time, if you see a matchup you like, audible to it, that shows that your IQ is up there, because obviously, if they're not seeing that you are seeing a situation and going through it in your head, going, okay, that works for us.
Yeah.
That's a better situation for us than what we've got called.
Yeah, and then even if we had like a run play called and I seen, oh wait, that this gap's open, or he has a better chance of getting this reach block, I can flip it. I can just change the run call completely. I was really trusted, and I think that really helped our game a lot.
Sure, absolutely.
Well, and I appreciate that you say that, because watching you play, that's one thing that I noticed. I talk about watching you go through progressions, watching you look dudes off. That's not something that every quarterback that doesn't really know what's going on can do. That's something that you have to kind of know what's going on to be able to do those things.
Yeah.
And I feel like you definitely, just watching you, this guy knows what's going on.
So what's the one thing about you as a football player that you would like to improve on?
Probably my strength.
Okay.
I'm not a very I can move some weight, but like I'm not the biggest guy on the field. I wish I was bigger. I wish I had started lifting sooner though.
Okay.
That, and then I wish I was a little faster.
Okay.
I know I'm decently quick, but I wish I was just a little faster. 'Cause sometimes I get ran down, or sometimes I get tripped up. So there's a little just agility things that I wish I could improve on.
Okay.
Interesting.
Well, I think those are, I mean, speed is speed, but you can work on speed, right? And you can work on quickness. You can work on strength, obviously. So that's awesome.
So talking about punting a little bit, the coffin corner punt. Is that a thing anymore? You know, like when I was growing up and, everybody's trying to hit the coffin corner. And I feel like we watch people punt now and you're just trying to put backspin on the ball and stop it where you want it. What's your strategy? Or you just...
I'm just kicking the ball.
Just kick ball.
I'm just kicking the ball.
Just kick ball.
And then, I mean, like going back to the IQ thing, I knew where if I put it in this spot over here, it has a chance to roll out at the 1. It has a chance to roll out within the 10-yard line. Like, and then sometimes I'd just kick it straight up in the air.
No.
And then just let the ball, if it rolls, if I can get it up in the air long enough, Mason and Kobe can get down there. They can
Say
stop
your
it.
gunners can be down
Like,
there.
Yep.
Interesting.
That's sometimes, and sometimes I think hunters can be, and I'm not talking about you or high school kids necessarily. I'm more talking about college and pros. Sometimes I think they can be too cute. Sometimes they just need to kick the ball and not try to do too much with it. Again, your job, kick the ball. Let your gunners, let your guys go down there and make a good play. But sometimes that doesn't work out either. But sometimes I think they get too cute. But anyway, that's just me.
Was there times you're punting and then you're also making the tackle, kind of last line of defense there?
I had the kickoff. I've done that a couple times.
Okay.
But I've never on punt because by the time that guy catches the ball, my gunners are down there and they're making they're two of the best tacklers on the team.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna make the play.
Nice.
That which is relief.
Oh,
right.
100%.
Yeah. I would
When
think.
kickoff, sometimes when I'm 1-on-1 with a kid, I'm like, oh goodness.
Uh-huh.
Like I have to make this
Right.
tackle.
Right. Pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's.
Do you have any weird pregame rituals or anything that you do that people be like, oh, that's weird?
I drink the same color Gatorade,
Okay. What color?
blue.
Okay.
Blue,
It's a good color.
and then yellow was my sophomore year.
Uh-huh.
But this year was blue.
Uh-huh.
I had purple Skittles,
Okay.
and then I'd listen to the same 5 songs when we were walking out on the field before the game.
Okay.
And then,
Because you have your earbuds in.
yep, I got my
Okay.
earbuds in.
Okay.
Everyone else, they can listen to the team speaker. Mason has the speaker. They all play. But I'm in my locker. We have there's the bottom piece, and then there's the platform, and I just sit in there. I'd have my ball. I'd look over my play sheet a couple times to just think about what's going to happen with that play. And then I'd play catch with Russo. We'd do the same ritual with I'd throw it to his right side 4 times with him standing, and then I'd throw it to his left side, and then he'd have to catch one-handed right, one-handed left, and then we'd just be done.
I love it.
Was there ever a game you didn't do that ritual?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
I did wear the same color underwear every game though.
That's
Okay.
good too.
As long as it wasn't the same underwear that you didn't wash or something.
No, I washed them every time, but it was
Okay.
the same color,
Okay.
red.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I got it. Baseball players are so
Superstitious.
superstitious. Wade Boggs, who was a great third baseman for the Boston Red Sox, ate chicken before every ball game and that kind of stuff.
Didn't Babe Ruth wear a patch of lettuce or cabbage under his hat every game?
I never heard that in my life.
Yeah, I think he did it. He said he did it to help him keep his head cold
I don't.
out on hot games, and then it became like a ritual, and he always wore like a leaf of lettuce under his hat.
Where you heard that? I never heard that either.
Fact check it. Look it up.
Because
It's a thing.
fact checking is always correct. Anyway, but yeah, I it's funny to me how those things, right? Like you're talking about throwing left side, right side, one hand, those kind of things really settle you down.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Because you're like, okay, this is the same thing we've done week after week. So I'm back in our routine. I'm back in the groove. And obviously when you're successful, right, those things even more so make a difference for you. But so besides sports, obviously right now you're in high school, that kind of thing. But what do you do kind of outside of sports? What are your interests? What are your hobbies? That kind of thing.
I like to play video games.
Okay. Anyone in particular?
Rainbow Six Siege.
Okay.
That's
All right. That's a big one. That's a big one.
I'd like to say I'm pretty all right at the game, but that I like to hunt, I like to fish, but
Okay.
I mean that's about it. I don't really do much.
What do you hunt and fish for? What's your
Fish is bass or crappie,
Yep.
Yeah.
and then hunting I like to turkey hunt and deer hunt. I'm not never been waterfowl hunting or anything.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Me either. I'm a big deer hunter and then fisherman.
bow or
Bow and rifle, yeah.
yeah. That's fine. Okay. That's good. That's good. So
What's the biggest fish you ever caught?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, bass wise, I think it was 5.3
Okay.
pounds, and then
Nice.
catfish, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, catfish.
Yeah.
We got some pretty big ones in the pond back at home.
And catfish can get big.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, they can get big.
What's your favorite eating fish?
Crappie.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've-
That'd be my number two.
Have you ever ate walleye?
Never ate walleye.
I can say down at Stockton Lake, they have walleye down there, and I've heard people say because I'm like you, crappie. Oh,
Yeah.
Catfish, then crappie.
crappie,
Okay.
great fish, right? Great fish. Oh, what could be better? And then I've heard people say walleye is like even better.
Really?
than crappie. But I've never really eaten it like that.
I mean, me and my buddies have tried fishing in Stockton. We just don't catch anything. I mean,
Yes,
it's not a great fishing lake. I mean, that's where we stay in the summer, though. We have our camper.
Yeah.
We're down there every weekend on the lake, on the river.
Beautiful lake, by the way.
Beautiful.
The water is so clear. It's amazing.
It's amazing. It's super clean. I mean, they call it the sailboat lake. So many sailboats on that lake.
Yes, there are. Yes, there are. But it is a beautiful lake to go to in the summer. We have a house down there, so yeah, we're down there a lot too. But it's really pretty,
Yes.
beautiful place to go.
So with that, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back here with more questions for Colton.
I created CNS Graphics over 5 years ago in an effort to bring people stunning designs and quality materials. We're a small, local graphic design company with a big dream, and we offer free shipping outside of Bates County on all of our printed materials. We love to create banners, business cards, car magnets, window decals, flyers, and much more. Basically, if Vistaprint can do it, so can we, and all at competitive prices. We pride ourselves in creating cool and stylish graphics and offering top-of-the-line customer service to all of our clients. Reach out to us today and see what we can start creating for you. You can call me, Cody, at 479-385-1120 or message us on Facebook. And remember, your graphics deserve to be cool and stylish.
Welcome back from that commercial break, sponsored by CNS Graphics. Now we are going to continue with this interview.
We're not done yet.
We're not done. We're not done. You don't go away. Colton Miller's here with us, and we appreciate him being here. Cody, you got another question for him?
Always.
Okay.
What do you believe is the greatest challenge facing athletes today?
Not enough motivation.
Oh,
That's a good one.
that was a great.
There's a lot of kids out there that they see all these. There's a lot of kids that just see these great athletes like in their high schools. Kids, a lot of them look up to, and they don't see the work that they put in outside of just the football field or the basketball court, or the baseball diamond. Like, there's just not a lot of motivation for, I think, a lot of these young kids, and maybe it's just something that we see now that they just haven't realized yet that they got to put the work in. But I feel like that's a big part of a lot of athletes nowadays is they grew up not knowing what these other guys were doing, putting in the work. So
I feel like that 100% accurate. And that's why, almost every time we have somebody on the podcast, we always ask them, when did you start working towards this or whatever? And, we've talked to some pretty great athletes, and all of them say, when I was a kid, kind of like what you said, I started at a young age and I started putting, effort in and time in. And people don't realize, like, the people that excel are the people that are missing out on maybe going to that party because we're going to be in the gym or we're not going to do. They're putting time in outside of what's required.
100%.
Well, and there's so many things. There's so many distractions, right? There's so many distractions. And to keep your focus on, because you were talking about that earlier, is in kindergarten, you all were already starting to think about a state
We
championship,
saw those older guys. I mean,
right?
they get to that district championship every year, but like nothing past that.
Right.
Like we want to be that, but we want to be better.
Right.
I looked up my freshman year. There was a great group of seniors. My sophomore year, there was a great group of seniors, and we all saw like what they did outside of just being at practice every day, being on the game Friday nights, like, and that really motivated a lot of us. We saw like Connor Bridges, Sean Walsh, Aaron, Hunter Bailey, and all them. We saw all of them, Jens Griffith. We saw them out at Stevens. We're like, can we come? Like, we wanted to be there with them, put that extra work in.
And it paid off.
Well,
100%.
and that's that culture,
Yeah.
right? That's that culture of winning. And, it's frustrating sometimes when you see teams that maybe we're more familiar with, that you go, wow, they're winning. What would keep kids from being out there? And they're just not. They just don't have the numbers of kids, and that always makes a difference, right?
Yeah.
Just having the numbers suiting out makes you a better football team, better basketball team, better baseball team, whatever it might be. But that was a great answer.
Motivation seems
huge.
like it's harder and harder to find.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks that, oh, it looks so easy, I can go do it. Well, it looks easy because they've spent 10 years training for it. So
Yeah.
at this point, it's not easy, but
Well,
it looks easy because you
you
spend
make
all
it
the
look
time.
easy.
A lot of these kids nowadays, like these younger generations, they're being handed everything.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm not saying like I was poor picked on Colton, but like you have to work for things. I mean, you can't just
Absolutely.
you can't just be given a spot or
Mhm.
anything on the football field. You got to work for it. You got to show that you deserve to be there.
Yep. Well, it's the participation trophy thing.
Yes,
I mean,
100%.
oh, okay, you're out here, you're good. You don't have to try that hard. No, you have to work really hard and earn your spot and earn what you get.
Yeah.
Well, I think in high school we see a lot of freshmen that don't go out for sports because they're like, well, I'm not going to get to play that much. I'm not going to get to be on the field on a Friday night, whatever. And they don't realize that you learn so much your freshman year,
So much.
so much. And it is really the knowledge you gain your freshman year that helps you be good your, sophomore, junior, senior year, as opposed to, I see a lot of sophomores out there that start, so I'm going to come out my sophomore year, and then they get disillusioned because they're not starting their sophomore year. Well, that's because that sophomore that's starting was there his freshman year, gaining that knowledge
Yeah.
to be able to put in some time and get some reps. Because the playbook, you mentioned your playbook, it's not as easy as, oh, I'm going to give it to this guy and he's going to run this way, right? I mean, there are a lot of
That's the thing that changed
blocking.
a lot, though, is from my freshman year, all the knowledge I learned from our playbook,
Right.
out the window.
Okay.
Sophomore year, we had a completely different playbook,
Okay.
and everything from sophomore year,
Yep.
out the window. So I learned a whole new offense my junior year.
Wow. That's
So then that kind of stuck because, I mean, the way it worked last year went really good. And then
Right.
we carried it on to this year and it worked even better. I mean,
right.
all of us just knowing everything about the offense is the best part.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was going to say,
Studying the playbook constantly, and we knew it like the back of our hand.
sure.
You have to.
So important. Yeah. So important.
So you're a senior, getting ready to be done with school, or at least high school. If you could, if you had your pick and could go play anywhere after school, where would you play? What college are you going to? Okay. I was hoping you had a better answer than that.
Big Mizzou fan.
All right, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. There's Mizzou has kind of went up and down a little bit, but boy, when a few years ago, and I think was it when Baker was there at OU? I mean, they had. I'm trying to think of the kid's name from Texas that was their quarterback.
Drew Lock.
No, it was before him.
Drew Lock.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. It's not Jaden Daniels.
That's Washington.
I think Daniels was his last name.
Yeah,
Is it Chase?
Chase
Daniels.
Daniels.
Yeah.
That was an exciting time at
100%.
MU. They were so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
Wow, that was really cool. And again, I think they were ranked number 1 in the nation for a minute or two, through there. And again, KU was really good. MU was right there. OU was good. That was an exciting time for Big 12 too. But that
Arkansas still wasn't good.
no, yeah,
You got to go back a little farther.
yeah.
Yeah.
You got to go back to Darren McFadden and them boys.
Have you been up to Columbia and watched a few games?
He played a game up there.
To watch a game.
Oh,
Yeah, we went to
Let me finish the question.
birthday present this year was the Auburn and
Oh,
Mizzou game.
Wow.
When Brady Cook got hurt, went to the hospital, came back, and then they won it. So
Right.
that was the most boring first half of football I've ever watched, though. The second half was interesting.
right.
First half was so boring.
Yeah, that's cool. There's nothing like going to college football games.
Yeah.
As fun as because high school games are super fun to me. I mean, I enjoy everything about it, mainly because I know a lot of the kids, right? So you have that interest in them. But then when you go to college, and maybe obviously you might know some of the kids that are there, but mainly you just know the school. But the bands and the crowds and the atmosphere of a college football game,
Oh, yeah.
so much fun, so much fun. So he mentioned where you would go if you could, but what are your plans after high school? Do you have any yet? I'm
still deciding if I want to go to college.
Okay.
I'm kind of leaning towards the no.
Okay.
I'd go work in the
Okay,
trades.
nice.
Okay,
But
great plan.
yeah, I had a couple offers to play football. I've talked to some schools about some track too, but
Okay.
I haven't really decided.
So what do you do in track?
I run 110 hurdles. I run
Okay.
300 hurdles. I long jump and triple jump.
Okay. Things about the hurdles are, I mean, they want you to run fast, and then they put these things in your way
That
that
make
keep
you
you from
run
running
slow.
fast, right? Yeah.
doesn't make much sense, does it?
It's a lot of practice.
I don't need any help being slower. Russ, trust me, they do that to you. But no, hurdles, they're fun to watch. They are a lot of fun to watch because those young men and women that go out there and do that hurdle thing, boy, I wouldn't want to do it. Wouldn't want to do it. Again, put stuff in your way.
So you mentioned maybe picking up a trade. You got a trade in mind of what you want to do if you go that route?
Probably the Carpenters Union.
Okay.
Good thing.
Not a bad choice.
No, I tell you what, you can make a fine living
Yep.
in a trade like
And
that.
while I'm doing that. I'd get. I think I'm gonna apply to Longview, use my A+,
Okay. Yep.
get my 2-year in business administrations,
Awesome.
so it'd help me work up the line a little bit faster.
Sure. That's a good idea. It's a good idea. And boy, the A+ program's so great.
It's so great.
Yeah, it's a terrific program. I'm glad that so many of the and I think there are, honestly, there are a lot of young people that have taken advantage of that, and that's a good thing. That's a real good thing. But
You know what time it is?
what time is it, Cody?
It's time for fun questions.
I love fun questions.
We've curated a list.
That's a big word for you.
Same word I use every time. I think you say that every time. That's our pregame ritual.
Yes.
We've curated a list of just fun questions.
Okay.
These have nothing to do with anything.
All right.
Literally nothing.
Do you think that you would get along with a clone of yourself?
No,
Why not?
because I'm already like that confidence guy. Like, I don't think me and myself, I don't think would get along very well.
Okay.
The cockiness, I think, would come out in both of us.
Yeah. You'd be fighting who would win in a fight, you or your clone?
I couldn't tell you.
I couldn't.
It'd be a tie.
They'd be locked in an eternal battle.
That's right.
In the word scent, SCENT.
Yep.
Is the S silent or the C silent?
The C.
That's actually right, according to Google AI.
Yeah, the C silent.
Yeah. How do you know
He
scent?
said IQ earlier.
You could spell it both ways, CENT or it.
Okay.
I didn't know the answer.
Okay.
I didn't know there was an answer. What's your
I
favorite?
didn't know there was a question.
Right. What's your favorite smell?
Oh.
Smell?
Yeah.
Vanilla.
Ooh,
Like a vanilla candle is probably
it's pretty solid.
favorites.
Yep.
Solid.
That I like a vanilla and tobacco.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
oh,
I get what you're saying.
that's pretty good.
Again.
What is your? Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, again, these questions have nothing to do with nothing. Go ahead.
What's your favorite form of potato?
I don't like potatoes.
You
But
don't like
French fries. If I had to answer.
You don't like potato chips?
Oh, I like potato, but like I thought you were talking like a baked potato or something.
No. Like that's not baked potato, mashed potato,
No, it's
but
100%
French fries. Okay.
a French fry.
Okay.
Yeah, I like French fries.
I'm a big fry guy.
Yeah.
Fries over tots every day of the week.
Oh yeah, Sonic has great fries, by the way.
Groovy.
Now that they got
They're
their groovy
groovy.
fries.
Fries?
Yeah, especially if you get the groovy sauce with them.
Solid.
If you could have any fictional character as a coworker,
Jeez.
who would it be?
Coworker.
Yeah, a fictional character that you'd like to work with.
Paul Crew.
Okay.
I don't know who that is.
The longest yard.
Yeah,
The quarterback.
Oh,
Adam Sandler.
Okay.
Back in your day,
Okay. No,
it was
it was
probably
Paul
Burt.
Crew.
No,
it was
but
Burt Reynolds.
It was Burt Reynolds.
It was
That's
Burt
not
Reynolds,
Adam
yeah.
Sandler.
The coach of the new one, but
Yes. Okay. Paul Crew. Okay.
Good
All
guy.
right.
think
I
he's a
thought
good guy.
for a minute when you said that, I thought it was that. I don't know what that show is. It's Gru though. I think. Isn't it?
Despicable
piece of
Me.
wood or wood. Whatever
Oh,
it
you're
is.
Groot too.
No, Groot. Yeah,
Groot.
with a T.
Groot is the Despicable Me
Yes,
guy.
which I like too. By the way,
I think he's like misinterpreted. I think he might be a good guy.
I think he
he's
is
a great guy.
I
He
think.
wouldn't have all those minions if he wasn't a great guy.
yeah.
They like working with him.
Yeah.
Which superpower would you absolutely not want to have?
Ooh,
Not want to.
Yeah, what's a superpower you're like, no, I'm good.
Oh,
I know what mine would be.
What would yours be?
Reading people's minds.
You don't
I
want
don't want to
Okay,
know what
so
they
that makes
think
sense. That makes
It
sense.
does make sense.
or what they're saying about me in their head. I don't want to
I feel
know.
like a lot of superpowers are really cool. I don't know if there's
Yeah.
like one that's like I don't want.
Yeah.
Maybe
I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't want to be the Hulk. I wouldn't want to just like turn into another person.
and just get like really angry.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be like a wizard. Wizards are kind
Okay.
of just odd.
Okay.
I think Hulk would come in handy a lot.
I think so too.
Then you go for it. I get
like-
mad too easily. I'd be Hulk all
Well,
the time.
yeah, that's
Last
tear
one.
up your clothes every time. That's the problem.
Yeah, and I like my clothes.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, last one. If you had to eat a crayon out of the box, what color are you going for?
Yellow,
Yellow.
yellow or red?
I figured you were going to say purple
I was
because of
thinking
the
purple.
because of the Skittles.
No, I think
Okay.
I'm going with red. I think I'm going with red.
Do you
Okay.
think they taste different? Do you think each color tastes different?
Sure.
You gonna try it for us?
No. No. I
Well-
get too much stuff caught in my teeth already. I wouldn't want no
You don't-
crayon.
Eat a white crayon.
that would help me,
Help
right?
whiten the teeth.
Yeah, help me.
Oh, geez. Well, we've had enough fun for today. Colton, thanks for coming on.
Well, thank you guys for
Thanks
having
for-
me.
Appreciate. We really enjoyed meeting you and talking to you about it and all that kind of good stuff. And I
Congratulations on the state.
Thank you.
the state
absolutely,
shot.
yeah, congratulations. That's outstanding. That's tremendous. It is amazing to me in our county, right? The athletes that we put out in Bates County. It's pretty phenomenal to think
Yeah.
about it. All the kids that we've had come through Bates County, and it's a privilege to watch these kids, kind of grow through Bates County and then move on and do what they did. You talked about the young man down at Missouri Southern, and obviously there's been more.
Hunter Bailey.
A bunch of them. So that's great, and it's kind of phenomenal to think about that here in Bates County, because I mean, obviously there's counties that have many more people than we do, but yet
Don't produce the talent.
yeah. So that's awesome.
I think it's
a great
something in the water.
Hopefully,
I think it's something in the popcorn.
maybe the popcorn. Maybe the popcorn.
I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna say this. Me and my friends on the team right now in basketball, every stadium we go to, we try the popcorn.
Right.
And we rate it on a 1 to 10 scale.
So
All right, let's
where's
hear
the
this. This
best popcorn.
This is some good information right here.
Butler was a 6.5.
Okay.
Adrian, we've had a lot of home games, so it's like a mixture. There's a
Okay.
lot. It's made different every time. Like the
Okay.
best- I think the best we've gotten from Adrian at the basketball game is probably an 8.
Okay.
Okay.
Pretty solid.
Best one we've had.
Yeah.
Windsor.
Okay.
Windsor. Okay. I don't know if I've had Windsor's popcorn.
Windsor's popcorn is amazing.
Okay.
Really?
We will have to pick a game.
Yeah,
to
in
go.
basketball, right?
Yeah.
So okay, that's something to think about, because obviously, at different places, like their football concession stand, they may not do it the same way as they would inside, right? So that's something to think about.
Well,
I think obviously having fresh popped popcorn is so much better than the bag stuff, right?
Yes.
of course.
Yep.
It just
We
makes
rated on a There's a texture,
Okay.
saltiness,
Okay.
butter, and bag size.
Okay. Bag size is
The
different.
bag size.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
It's a big one.
Yeah.
I don't want just a small bag of
Right.
popcorn with my nacho cheese.
Right.
I want a big bag of popcorn.
Absolutely. I know Eldo has pretty good popcorn at times.
I know. I hear they're pretty good.
They're pretty solid.
We gave their popcorn about a 7.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
Clinton's is good sometimes.
Depends on the day. And again, it depends on how freshly it's been popped, right?
And they're just making it.
Yeah, because you have people like you'll look in there sometimes, and again, I understand why they do it, but you'll look in there sometimes, and there'll be like 6 or 8 bags that they've already bagged up, and it's over there. And so, if they grab one maybe closer to them that's fairly fresh, it's better than the ones that are on the backside of the glass.
Well, and as you say, it depends on who's doing it. Like I know at Butler, they split the concession stand. Like the first half of the season, I think the band does the concession stand. The second half, Project Prom, and they all do it a little bit different.
That's right.
So it depends on who's in there doing it.
Depends on how heavy-handed they are with the salt.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So popcorn is important.
It is.
It's important at games.
With that, we are going to say goodbye after we thank a few sponsors. Would like to thank CNS Graphics, Emmanuel Baptist Church, Prepcast KCMW, Whiskey Mansion Ranch, Sonic, Butler Chamber of Commerce,
yes,
and Mid America Live. Who am I forgetting, Brad?
03 Customs.
Oh, and they got a koozie sale. I think it's still going on. Buy 100 koozies, get 25 free. Customize however you want. Shoot, we had some around here. I wish we still had it to show you, but we've been using them.
I say he does shirts now. He's doing the koozie things. He's doing bottle opener keychains, all kinds
Flashlights.
of stuff. Flashlights, and he'll engrave with your business logo or name on them as a part of the fee. So check him out. He will help you out. Not only advertise your business, but give you something cool to wear.
And make you look good. That's what. That's why Brad looks better than me right now, because he's got his hat on and I don't.
I'm not sure it's on straight, but it's there.
Yeah, well.
So thanks for tuning in to another edition of Tailgate TV.